watching the New Hope TV Philippines Incorporated, your local Christian voice with a global impact.
Reflections on Edsa and Corruption, Part 1.
I was honored by the National Prayer Fellowship to speak at their 4th anniversary last September 27 on the theme, Love of Country. This made me recall the lyric of a song etched in my heart from my primary grade. I love my own, my native land, Philippines, my Philippines. I consider this to be true for every native born with respect to his native land. Then, the posts of Pet and Jane made me do some further reflections on the current socio-political situation in the Philippines that led to Edsa 2025. I believe that God is bringing an awakening and reckoning to our country, awakening from the people, opening their eyes to the oppressions of injustices and sins around them, reckoning in that the holy God who sees all things is exposing the hidden and entrenched sins in the dark, really done in daylight, by the people, especially those in power, making them ripe for his wrath and judgment. This will result in freedom and a new path to follow. How long will these last? Some would say 1 generation, 30-40 years, as in Judges 2. Of course, it can be longer if the solutions to the problems are deeply rooted in public policy and in the civic and religious consciousness of the people. Important still is that the word and fear of God are transmitted to the next generation. In our case, 39 years after Edsa, and the corruptions in government are back with a vengeance. They have become so brazen and magnified many times in the context of the poverty and suffering of our people. Frankly, there is great distrust now in government officials, and this is a dangerous psyche that can result in more instabilities. But when one watches the hearings on TV, the thought comes to mind, whoever has no sin, let him cast the first stone. John 8:7. And they call each other the honorable. With what is happening, where is the honor? Is it credible to say that these things have been happening unknown to and unnoticed by public officials? No crisis happens overnight. While the hearings are still going on, still the revelations so far from documents presented and the direct testimonies of whistleblowers are convincing. What is happening is so blatant and brazen that it comes as a shock, and the response is rage in the soul. The voice of the people is for the due prosecution and just punishment of the concerned accused if found guilty. Meanwhile, due process must be observed. Presumption of innocence until proven otherwise. Cf. John 7:51. The Bible says to those who are guilty as accused is that your sin will find you out. Numbers 32:23. And to those falsely accused, the truth shall set you free. Numbers 8:32. I am glad that the government is doing something to rectify these systemic sins. I am sure there are exceptions among public officials who are faithful to their oath of office and worthy of public trust. The remnant principle in the times of Elijah, 1 Kings 19:18, is still true even today. I am hoping that the responses of government to the indignant but righteous cry of the people at Edsa and in other fora, though good and beneficial, are not cosmetics and done just to appease the tidal wave of protests from people by dangling carrots. A systemic mechanism of implementation and accountability must be in place to safeguard anomalies. Otherwise, the history will repeat itself again. A philosopher reminds us that what we learn from history is that we learn nothing. God forbid. The people deserve better and more.